This video is about degrees of freedom. Imagine a task of selecting 5 students in a class whose test average is 88. The first 4 students you can randomly pick up from the class, but the 5th student you have to choose is fixed, because your goal is to make the test average 88. In other words, the 5th student has no freedom. So the degree of freedom of the set of data with these 5 students is 5 minus 1 equals 4. The formula to determine degrees of freedom of a set of data is n minus 1. N is the sample size. The degrees of freedom with a multiple number of parameters or relationships use this formula. V equals n minus p. N is the sample size. P is the number of parameters. Let's go to example 1. Chi-square independence test. 3 columns and 2 rows. For the columns, the freedom will be 3 minus 1. For rows, the freedom will be 2 minus 1. Since for chi-square independence test is about the relationship between the item of columns and the item of rows. Therefore, the degree of freedom will be the multiplication of the freedom of column and the freedom of rows. 1 times 2 equals 2. For chi-square independence test, the formula for degree of freedom is C minus 1 times R minus 1. C means number of columns. R is the number of rows. Let's go to example 2. Chi-square goodness of fit test. Since in this hypothesis test, we only have 1 set of data. So the degree of freedom equals n minus 1. 5 minus 1 equals 4. Let's go to example 3. 2 sample t-test. Unpaired and pooled. Look at the given data. We have 2 sets of data. For the first set of data, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the degree of freedom for the first set of data is 7 minus 1 equals 6. Let's label as DF1. For the second set of data, the degree of freedom equals, count the size of the sample, 7 minus 1 equals 6. Since we are not looking for the relationship between these two, we just add these 2 degree of freedom. That is 6 plus 6 equals 12. For 2 sample t-test, we just check whether the population mean are the same or not. Therefore, for the formula of degree of freedom of two-sample t-test, n1 minus 1 plus n2 minus 1 equals n1 plus n2 minus 2.